Bart broke Ms. Crabapple's fish tank with his yo-yo, so he got punished with a month of detention, and his yo-yo was confiscated too. Bart begged Ms. Crabapple to give his yo-yo back.
If I were you and you were me, would you give back the yo-yo?
Here you go. Just kidding. Here you go. Just kidding.
When Ms. Crabapple was out of the room, Bart planned to get his yo-yo back, but he accidentally found Ms. Crabapple's personal ad in her desk drawer. Bart got an idea for a prank. He made up a fake identity and started writing love letters to Ms. Crabapple. After receiving the letter, Ms. Crabapple was over the moon. She wrote back right away, and even included a sexy photo of herself. Bart, who had no experience with romance, had to ask Lisa for help on how to reply to a girl. Lisa was curious about which girl he was writing to, but Bart just said it was for a homework assignment.
Hey Bart, let's do some homework.
Bart had no choice but to ask Marge for the old love letters Homer had written. Those love lines completely swept Ms. Crabapple off her feet. From Ms. Crabapple's messages, Bart learned she wanted a photo of him. Bart quickly found a picture of a handsome man in a magazine and glued it to his letter. Ms. Crabapple was thrilled with him and invited him to meet in person. Bart thought the time was right, so he agreed to the date. Ms. Crabapple spent a long time picking out the perfect outfit. When Bart saw Ms. Crabapple waiting at the restaurant early, he ducked out to watch a movie instead. But when he came out, he saw Ms. Crabapple was still waiting. Bart suddenly realized how mean his prank had been. When he got home, he told Marge about what had happened, so the whole family sat down and wrote a letter together, politely saying goodbye to Ms. Crabapple. Homer heard that if he joined a wife-swapping reality show, he could win a plasma TV. So even though the show would film their most intimate moments, Homer didn't care. After all, he already had a DVD. Just as Homer was signing up for the show,
Wow, that might be interesting. Or it could damage many lives.
the director assured him, no one will get hurt, and you'll even make a ton of money.
I'll do it.
The man Marge would swap with was a professor. Before the show officially started, Homer pulled out a diagram that marked all the parts of Marge no one was allowed to touch. Once the man agreed, the two families officially swapped wives and started living together. The Simpson family didn't get along with their new hostess at all. She wouldn't let Bart watch TV, made Bart do the dishes, and even forced everyone to write a poem. But the other family's situation was completely different. Marge would compliment the man on his work and praise his kids' guitar playing, things they'd never experienced before. She also cooked big, hearty breakfasts for them every morning.
One more kind word from her and I am completely smitten.
That night, the man asked the nanny to take the kids out, then spent time decorating the room nicely. He even played a song specially for Marge, and poured his heart out in a sincere confession. But Marge told him she only loved Homer. Just then, Lisa suddenly showed up at the house, and passed along how much Homer missed her, so Marge immediately went back home.
Put your pants back on.
Every time Homer says Macbeth, the man across from him gets cursed.
Macbeth! Now I've said it.
Oh, this is cool.
Homer drove his car to the roundabout, but he couldn't figure out how to get out of it, so Homer kept going in circles until the afternoon. Suddenly, Homer jerked the steering wheel sharply. The car actually crashed straight through the gate, and knocked over Queen Elizabeth's carriage. The soldiers beat Homer up, and the judge found Homer guilty of attempting to assassinate the Queen. Homer first apologized to the Queen. Then he pointed out that this Queen was an imposter, because Homer's name was written on her luggage. Marge was extremely disappointed in Homer.
Your Honor, I've completely disappointed my wife. That's punishment enough. You understand these things? You're a grandmother.
I'm a man.
The Queen stood up and said she'd only gone out to buy a light bulb that day, but this blind man had knocked her to the ground. If the judge still had even a little love for her, he should punish Homer. Homer was locked up in prison. The place was full of hardened criminals who'd committed unspeakable evils. Homer reminded Marge of one thing, that was not to buy British videotapes, because they weren't compatible with their home VCR. That night, Homer prayed to the British gods in his jail cell. Suddenly, he heard Lisa's voice. It turned out Lisa had read in a book that all British prisons had secret passages. Homer put out the fire in the fireplace, and pushed aside the bricks behind it. Sure enough, there was a passage, but he never expected the passage to lead straight to the Queen's bedroom. The Queen immediately whistled, and Homer was captured by the soldiers again.